I've started, bro. Celebrations खुल गया वापस.
I know, I heard, but my family is a little paranoid. They're
थोड़ा
saying till you
yeah.
don't get your second shot. Like, I wouldn't mind going at 6 in the morning because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know it's empty. So, but I'm getting used to this whole home gym. I'm trying to actually set up my own gym now.
Where?
So right now the plan isn't properly this thing. So in my building we have garages with the
Hmm.
door. You have your own garage.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind making one in my own building niche. So it becomes very convenient.
Yeah, but that is like your personal use, or then what will it be?
I can no like personal obviously, but also I can kind of tell people about it so they can
Ha.
also like close people. I wouldn't mind telling and coming and using it. So it's all chill.
Yeah. But you have these like clients, right? Like your people who you train, right?
Yeah, so I'm right now actually giving personal training. I
Huh.
give personal training at the gym, like freelance. I also go to people's house, which is because of COVID, and I've just started Zoom also. So it's happening. That's
But
one way of
how is
looking at
your
it.
like from like the entire day you must be going in like training and all, right?
So what happens is I'm actually also becoming a pilot. So
What?
my day is
Yeah?
actually I'm becoming a
Oh, that's sick.
I'm about to yeah, so I'm studying aviation. I'm becoming a pilot. I am also in a rehab where my legs are still working. I'm still going back to football,
Huh.
and that's also a plan. Like I want to go back to playing, and if like I'm not gonna go back as a 18-year-old where I
Yeah.
was chasing the dream where every club I was going to, if someone comes and just offers me a contract, I'm not gonna say no to it because
Obviously, bro.
that's
Yeah.
always
But
because
as
I've like
I've
you've known me.
Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing, bro. Every school has this one football guy, right? Like, हर एक school में there's this one guy, like, who's like
Yeah,
potential to do like fucking next level
man.
shit in football. That was you. I tell everybody that whenever someone asks like Jamna by football and all, I'm like, bro, do you know
Yeah,
Patel? Like, he was the guy from us, bro. But how was that? How was that
yeah.
like, bro? Like, how was that? Like sixth standard onwards, all the way to like what you till now. How is it?
So
Football.
so you can say that probably sixth, seventh when we were still like the fact that you're from Jamnabai, you know how
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
competitive and what
Yeah,
sports means to all of us, right?
absolutely.
In my batch, I had really like I was fortunate. I had like these friends who were like such good players. Like you
Hmm.
also know them, like
Yeah,
Samraj, Joshua, Weber, Manas.
yeah,
Till sixth, seventh, it was all about them. And at one point, we had a senior called Aryaman Sethi
yeah.
and Karan Sahani. Like they tried going pro. I wanted to do that, and this one summer I worked my ass off and like I went above everyone. And then I got noticed by some scouts. Some people called me up to play in UK. Then after 10th, I think my parents finally thought, okay, chal, it means a lot. He's good at it, so why
Yeah,
not? I was away from my parents for at least about 2 to 3 months, 4 months, and I was in UK. I was playing, and things were going well. But then at some point, this whole, the laws are different over there
Hmm.
for certain countries for football players. It, that wasn't like a mental block, but I was told to come back, and they just said that Sal, you're too thin. I was
Oh,
really thin. If I Yeah, so they said you're good to play. You're good with like stamina, speed, fitness is good. It's just you're thin, so I need you to bulk up and come back. I came back and I got into an India camp. I played states, and the next thing you know, I tore my ligament, which was a 7 month injury. Like no football for seven
yeah,
months.
yeah,
And then right after that, I came back. If you remember, we went to Nagpur.
yeah.
We
Oh,
all
wait,
went to
this
Nagpur.
this is all in the 11th, 12th only, na?
Yeah. So
Oh,
the
shit.
biggest, like, it was like a big mental block for me because 7 months, like, from literally peaking, going to UK, coming back, being at India camp, you tear a ligament. It's like you're here and directly rock
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah, yeah.
And as a young kid, when someone's already told you that your potential is good, you've been told all this, and you completely believe in it, and this happens in that period, I can tell you, a lot of shit went down. Like,
I'm
not
sure,
just
bro.
football, like your mental space, your friendships, your relationships, everything goes. Your personality changes. You become a different person. And then after 9 months, KK, I directly went to Nagpur. That first tournament, I aced it. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it. I remember crying after games also because I knew what I was meant for. And then after that, things went decently well. But then right after that thing, I got selected for states again, and I tore my ankle ligament. It's like not playing for 9 months, playing for two
Yeah,
months, again not playing for 9 months. And finally, the I think those are the difficult stages. I'll tell you about it, like if we talk about it more. And then and after that I went to UK to study, but that was a promise I made to my family. But I went and ended up playing for a I went and played for a club over there
yeah.
where I played 7, 8 games, but cold came in. You're not ready. You're not
Yeah, yeah,
accustomed to
yeah.
that weather. I remember till October end, I was doing really well. November, no, -4 degrees, was still playing games. And I literally had to beg a manager saying that, get me off. I can't do this. And then slowly it came to a stage where they wanted to change my student visa to a working visa. So a lot of paperwork had to go in it. And they said, Sal, we can't get into this.
Yeah,
I remember I got a phone call at 7 in the evening and I was at the gym, warmed up and everything. I got this call. I didn't even take my bag. I just left for my room,
Hmm.
called up a friend, and I was crying. Like, I was like, this time it's not injuries, but it's paperwork that's stopping me.
Yeah,
And then my whole family is into aviation. So at some point, I knew deep down, I know what I wanted to do if it
yeah.
wasn't football. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to quit my university,
Hmm.
come back and become a pilot. And that went about, but then I even told myself I'm going back to India. Why not give football one more chance?
Hmm.
Now, from being fit of professional in UK playing football, coming to India, I was giving my aviation medicals and we found out that I have tuberculosis.
Whoa.
Yeah, so from being at my peak, like you can say from being a lanky guy, you worked hard to be this nice fit person who weighs 75 kgs, who's at it in football. I lost 8 kgs of muscle on me in less than 2 months.
Because of the
So from
medication.
being yeah, the medication. For 9 months, I was told to be on a medication, no gym, no football. You're not going to run, nothing. And in that period, after 6, 7 months, when the doctor said, "कि चल थोड़ा थोड़ा start कर," I started recreational football. I started getting into those roots
Yeah,
tournaments.
yeah, yeah.
So that's like a very low this thing level sort of a thing. But I still
Mm-hmm.
decided, you know what, let me give it a shot. I played like 6, 7 games for my team out of 14. I won MVP in kind of five. So I knew the hunger is still
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there. So I went back after like 7, 8 months and again started working hard. I signed a contract with a club in India only, and again, like after signing it, 2 weeks into the whole thing, training with the team, I tore my knee ligament again. So this
Bro,
time I
what
had
are
to get
you
a
saying,
surgery.
bro?
I had to get a surgery again, and this surgery kept me out for at least 11 months.
Oh wait,
And
that's what you
again,
train right now in the gym and all also the with the bands and
yeah,
everything.
it's like exactly. So that happened again. I went out there, went back to the same coach, and I told him like, "Can I have a shot?" He said, "Because once you start making a good relation play, coaches kind of know you, managers kind of know you. They
Yeah,
know you as a player, like you're good, but then injuries will probably affect my fitness, not my overall
yeah,
football,
yeah.
my fitness." So this coach, I appreciate him a lot. He believed in me and he called me back and he said, "You play with us for 6 months and I have something bigger waiting for you somewhere." So I said, "Okay, fine, let's do this." Literally 3 months into it, that same ligament tore again. So this was the third time, my same knee, again a surgery. And I remember I drove back with a torn ligament. I went home and I have, for 2 months actually, I didn't tell my parents that my ligament was torn. I was hiding it. I was only wearing pants so that they couldn't see a swollen knee.
Yeah,
Because I know how much goes into this one surgery, the finances, the, you know, I wanted to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. So going to the US for to my aviation school is also a problem because you're not fit to go there. So I
yeah.
again
There's some
pushed some.
medical.
I pushed my, yeah. So my backup also got pushed. I know my parents are gonna be they're gonna be tired. So it became like a, like I can say, like, yeah, probably I hit depression at a lot in this whole
Yeah,
thing.
bro.
And I was like, again, now I'm finally back to normal. Like
Hmm.
like this is today after the third surgery. I am sitting in front of you now. It's it's hard, dude. It's not easy. But
No, I'm
the
sure.
harder part wasn't basically the getting injured and the when you get hurt, when you tear something you're
Yeah,
gonna get hurt, right? It's not that. It's the mental part
yeah,
which is harder.
yeah.
It's
That's
too,
the.
like,
I'm
it's
sure, dude. The
kind of can't explain.
psychological. No, no, I get it, bro. I know what you're talking about. The psychological
Yeah.
strain, like over 5, 6 years, and genuinely considering the fact that you're the one person who could actually make it from a lot of people, thousands and like lakhs of people, like knowing that you're destined for this, but there's always something
Yeah.
external that's blocking you. I know, bro.
and
But
and
yeah,
it's not even just the harder part is, you know what, when you've been see, you believing in yourself is number one. When you're doing anything, when you're
yeah,
working towards your goal, you first need to believe that you're going to do it anyway.
hmm,
You're good enough.
absolutely.
Believing in your ability, your capability, everything is fine. But the fact that people around you also know that this guy can do it, it's like you're disappointing them when you're not doing it. You've been told by not just, you know, even the haters kind of knew he's good enough, which is why
Yeah,
you will be, which is why they hate you in the first place. But then at some point they get happy because, you know, you're not making it.
absolutely.
And then you see people around you, like, especially, I mean, you say in India, you kind of know this, people who aren't even deserving for that spot have already gotten it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I sometimes meet people who aren't even that good, but they have a contract with a club. And then I speak to them, and then I just feel bad. Like I play with them, and I make them look like, okay, no, I should be the one who's supposed to have it, and then they have it.
Yeah,
So it hurts even more. Like,
yeah, yeah. Well, so it's like 7, 8 different factors, and like that's which have got nothing to do with you, like your personal talent.
nothing. Yeah.
But how do you like?
And you
What
know
is
that.
it? What do you? How do you get over that? But go ahead. You were saying something
Oh
first.
no, so I was just that's okay. We'll
Uh,
answer your question. Uh, Getting over it is something, I think. So, you know what? Have you ever? Can you describe passion for me?
Passion. Let's say something you want to do with every ounce of like energy you have in you, like with every
Okay.
energy molecule in you, you want to do that. That's
Okay.
passion.
That's yeah, one
Hmm.
way of looking at it, and you're not wrong. But this is something that I read. Passion is something, when you're passionate about something, it means you love failing at it, but you still go back to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh fuck, okay.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so I was coping with this because how I coped up with this whole thing. Uh, you can help yourself, right? I
hmm.
mean, if someone tells you, "Hi, ye kar, wo kar," whatever it
Yeah,
may be, but at some point, it's you who has to make the decision of wanting to get better.
yeah,
Now, in my case, I'm someone who loves to work out,
hmm.
loves staying fit. So people knew me only for one thing, which is probably football, probably fit, and
Hmm.
then the other things that they know about me.
Hmm.
So once I stopped playing and I wasn't working out, I was kind of losing my own identity. I was like, bro, if it's not this, then who am I?
Sorry,
You
bro.
get me? I was,
Yeah, 1 second. I'm so
it's
sorry, bro.
fine.
Go ahead, bro.
It's, yeah. So at some point, I kind of had to, like, you can't keep staying in that same dark room, right? I mean, at some
Yeah.
point, you have to get out.
Hmm.
And I started probably I started learning, started watching videos, listening to podcasts about like all these successful people. And
Hmm.
one thing was very common: they give their 100% towards that one thing.
Yeah.
There is so even if you see like the last uh, motivational or inspiring movie, book, or series that I watched was The Last Dance,
Oh,
Michael Jordan.
yeah. What a show.
And that actually came out just like the day I got admitted in the hospital. It came out. It fired me, and how like I was
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So what it like clearly Michael Jordan says is when you want to achieve greatness in something, don't try to be an average or a good person in
Yeah,
every single thing.
yeah,
Devote everything in that one
yeah.
single
Yeah.
whatever activity or whatever you're doing. So I started waking up at 5 in the morning, meditated, made my mind clear, thought, thought of positive things, did my rehab, studied, and then by 5 o'clock my day was done and I had done everything that I was supposed to do.
Hmm.
So when you do these positive things, when you tick everything
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
you just mentally start whatever getting better at it. And not just this is not just my last injury. I've been getting injured since the age of 14.
yeah.
Like in the last 10 years, I've been injured 6 times, like major injuries, which
Hmm.
have kept me out for 6 years. So 10 साल में मैंने सिर्फ 4 साल football खेला था. So, and one more thing was surrounding yourself with positive people. Dude. I mean, we are reaching that age where we've started realizing that our group is
Is
getting
getting
smaller and
smaller. Yeah.
smaller. So right now also I have friends who don't think of I wanted to be a footballer. I still want to deep down. They think I'm just wasting my time.
Hmm.
So I stopped like I keep them as my friends, but then when it comes to this, you don't tell them about certain
Yeah,
things because you know they're
yeah,
gonna pass a negative comment.
yeah.
So surrounding yourself with positivity, positive people who kind of push you towards whatever it may be. You do the same. So you talk less BS
Yeah,
with them
yeah,
also or anyone. So at some point you start realizing that you do you, be true to
yeah,
yourself and work
yeah.
on it. Because the moment you start listening to other people now
Yeah, it's
and
gonna.
competing or being jealous of them in any way is going to ruin you in your own
Yeah, yeah.
path. So just like I think coping with like I didn't want to mention it, but so I've played at decent clubs and with a lot of good quality players in
Hmm.
UK. And I know two people who even committed suicide because they couldn't cope with the same situation.
Meaning, whoa, what the fuck? Matlab, kaise? Like in the
And
sense of
they
what? What
and
couldn't
they
they
are
cope with?
and so I know this one player, don't want to name, but
Hmm.
2 years younger than me. Okay, 2 years younger than me. He was with me at and he was so good. So first he got like you're not going to be the best player in every coach's eye. So every
Yeah,
coach
yeah,
has a different liking,
yeah.
right? So he
Hmm.
wasn't good in one coach's eye, and so he moved from that club. He came somewhere else. He was with us. From our club, he got an opportunity to go for a trial.
Hmm.
And first 1 month, the poor guy had a small injury. Fine, he went back, but then he got another injury, which was a slip disc. So now a slip disc is a long-term injury, but if you work on it, you can become
Yeah, yeah.
better.
Hmm.
After 8 9 months, we found out that he's no more because he couldn't cope with the fact that sometimes it's like how you said that destined to do this particular thing. Like
Yeah,
this, we all know of that.
yeah. Hmm.
Similar, probably he was in the same boat but didn't have good people around him to probably, cheer him up, talk to him
Yeah.
about it. He thought his world was ending. I've been in that same place, but I feel fortunate enough that I had people who I could speak to about this,
Yeah.
and they didn't turn me down and say that, bro,
Yeah.
he's damn boring. He's always sad. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. I have dealt with such people, but there were some who were, like there, like
Yeah. Yeah.
constantly
Absolutely.
there. So it's pretty hard, dude. Like I know so many people who give up on certain things because they can't deal with the
Hmm.
same situation. Like even I feel like if I didn't have aviation as a backup, I don't know what would have happened. Like I'm not even lying, exaggerating about the situation, but I think sports is a very like being an athlete sometimes because you hit lows, but there are certain lows that you hit that
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
they exhaust you, dude. They
And
exhaust
it's,
you.
yeah, I'm sure it's not even like, it's not only those lows are not even physical. Sometimes they're just psychological because you need, like, it's like,
Yeah,
it's like a somewhat of an artistic field, right? A sport is also an art in a way, right?
yeah,
So the
yeah.
support
True.
from the world you need to do your art is required. Like at least 3 4 people
I
around you
real
have to be those.
I realize that appreciating people every now and then is very important. Like
Yeah.
just go and tell a certain person that you're doing great, you're doing well. Even when like he is actually doing well, but when there's no one to tell him that, he's never gonna know, right?
Yeah.
Like I won't lie to you. So the first time I tore my like this is 2018
Hmm.
December, and I tore my ligament, and after that I was recovering, and I went for drinks with my friends. I was on my crutches,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
and I met few certain players who are actually that time they were playing for India and they were with me at this camp. They saw me and the first question they asked is, "What club are you playing for now?" So, their perception in my head was Sahil is already playing for there.
Yeah.
So by then I had kind of thought of it because I recovered from TB and this ligament had just torn. So I was like, no, I've hung my boots. I don't play football anymore. Ho gaya, pack up. So that person directly just looked at me and he said that, Sahil, you're one of those prodigies in like they know of that you were supposed to make it and you will. Because if you don't, I don't see another kid trying. It's like if तू नहीं बनेगा तो
Yeah.
ये लोग तो वही सोचेंगे ना कि and that was when
Yeah.
I actually told myself that what if people are so supportive about it, then why am I being such
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
idiot? I mean, at some point, I do need to think of a backup, which is also very crucial.
Hmm.
But it pushes you. Like certain
Yeah.
people just
Yeah.
are there to
No, I get
and
it. I
like
get it.
finding ways to motivate yourself is also a very very big thing. Like I
Yeah.
try to find motivation in every small thing too. Like because waking up at 5 in the morning, going to the gym, doing rehab continuously for like 9 months is not easy, dude.
It's not easy at
You
all.
need you
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
discipline. You need a lot of sorry. You need a lot of
Sacrifice, bro. You're missing out on night drives and plans and at like, and that's
like
something very, yeah.
I I remember I wasn't even I didn't drink till the age of 21 if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
You're the
very
guy. I was
because
gonna
I
say that. I was gonna bring that up. Like you're the person like you in the first like 18, 19, like I think to breezer pita tha, bro. Like that was something you
not
try.
even that.
Yeah.
Not even I remember after 10th, I remember we had all gone to Lonavala and everything like that. Boards are over, bro. Like
Yeah,
boards
yeah,
are
yeah.
over means you're gonna go mad.
Ham,
We
yeah.
went to Lonavala and I was sober because I was seeing people do stuff. Came back and then I was like, bro, what has happened to my friends? Like I was wondering at some point.
Yeah.
And literally 4 days after my boards, I left for
Hmm.
UK, dude. After boards, you want to chill with your
Yeah,
friends. That
yeah, yeah,
summer
yeah.
is. I remember 4 days after my boards, I flew. I was like, no, I need to go, bro. I can't do. Yeah,
But
I think
that's
being
the,
dedicated and
yeah, yeah. You got to make that
yeah,
sacrifice, bro. Like, and that's what, because I'm seriously telling you, like I've tried the 5 a.m. thing and I've done it for like 3 months, but I've some social situation where like it takes just one push to like get you off that horse, right? एक रात तू मतलब
Yeah.
बोला चल, you know what? I've not met this friend in a while for चल एक मतलब like we'll go grab a drink or something, and then that, and then the
Yep.
next morning you skip one thing, and then it's a spiral downward. So it
It's
takes,
a big one.
yeah.
It
But
it
how?
it takes
Yeah.
one
One
nudge,
push, yeah, one nudge.
one like everyone. Take a thoda, someone will convince, and then you make it a habit.
Yeah, yeah,
It's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. What can one day do?
yeah,
It becomes a see going that whole 5 a.m. thing. It takes you a while to get there,
yeah.
but then it's very easy. It takes 2 3 days to get off it also.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the big difference.
absolutely, bro. But like, what is your routine right now? Like your
Right
daily
now,
routine?
so the fact that the Euros are going on, the games are fucking late, 12,
Yeah,
12:30 and all. Otherwise, so since the past, probably since 2017, I adapted to this because I wanted to stay positive about stuff.
hmm,
I wake up and do positive things first. So 5:36 is when I'm out of bed.
you're out of bed at
Like I'm
5:30. Yeah,
5:36. My eyes just naturally open. I go to the gym probably, or I first stretch for a bit, gym, I study, and then like probably
yeah,
by 5 6 my day is done. But now the fact that I'm working now as a personal trainer, I like waking up fresh. So I finish my clients, and
yeah,
then probably I do my own
yeah,
workout and all.
yeah,
So you must have seen me, like we both meet at the gym also.
yeah,
I that's like a that's my peace when I'm surrounded by such things.
yeah, yeah. Fitness in general, I get it. But like, how did you make that transition into from like let's say football and all to personal training? Like, how did that go about?
So the thing is, so when you talk to anyone at the gym, or the fact that you come there, you must have seen videos or whatever it may be. You talk
Yeah,
to a personal trainer. It's a typical thing, na. Like, jao gym mein, you do 12 to 15 reps of 3 4 sets.
hmm.
You do that. Like that's
Ha.
the conventional,
Yeah,
classic
yeah,
way
yeah.
of what
Gym,
people
yeah,
tell you.
yeah,
Yeah. But then when you're an athlete and you've been a thin one, when you need to increase strength but also size, your
yeah,
workouts are very deep and different. And then on
hmm.
top of that, the fact when you're injured, your workouts are different that time also.
Yeah,
So I gained so much knowledge in these past 10 years that I was able to help like a lot of people, like not just someone who wants to do like, चल मेरे को सिर्फ muscles दिखाने के लिए चाहिए.
hmm.
You see, most athletes
Yeah,
aren't.
yeah,
They're not gonna look buff. They're gonna
yeah,
look nice and
yeah, yeah. Lean,
very
yeah,
lean. So I was able to help people. I had the knowledge to gain size. I had the knowledge to make them a better athlete on the pitch. I was
hmm.
also able to help people with fat loss because the school also we come from, waking up at 6 for training, running on the beach, all those things you learn so much from it.
Yeah,
I was able to help others in such things. I was like, right now COVID is there. I can't go to my flying school. I'm not being able to give my exams. I'm still doing my rehab. So some way to find peace and help someone,
hmm.
and in a very good way, like being able to
Yeah,
pass knowledge on to someone. So I think this was like a calling only, that do it. Like why not? It's a good
yeah,
way to spend your time. It's
yeah,
making you happy. And I truly believe in do things that make you happy too. Like I realized this because when I was in UK also, once I stopped playing for the club, I was still playing at a high level for my uni, but I was studying business and finance over there. I gave it a 2 week thought, like properly, and I realized that I know I'm not going to be happy doing it.
hmm.
I just knew it from the first that even if I get my degree, the fact that my parents are paying so much money, and if you're still not happy, then what are you doing with yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
What were you studying
I
there? What were you
truly
studying there?
I was doing business and finance.
Oh, wait. So the same commerce stream that like you were going down in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So at some point, okay, fine. I made a decision to study it because I gave it a thought. But then later, when you are at your lowest and when you're giving it like your deepest thought, and then you see 4 years later with a degree, you're going to be doing a 9 to 5 or whatever. You may start your own business, but the fact that you won't have time to play or work out or do things that make you happy,
Hmm.
how much ever money you're going to get out of it, I don't know if you're going to be. It's just,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And I chose aviation because obviously deep down, because of family, I like it because
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
them
Hmm.
only,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
now I like it even more. But I know when I look at the lifestyle, I'm going to be able to give myself so much time while
Yeah.
being a pilot. I
Yeah.
can still play, I can still do things, and
Hmm.
like I can also give personal training if I have to, if I have enough free time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, being able to,
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
But you were talking about that guy you met at the bar. I wanted to ask you something about that. You were saying like the next kid who wants to be something will not have that inspiration if you're not, if you don't push yourself. What are you, if there's some kid who's like now 10, 11, 12, 6th standard, like what is the pathway you think someone should try and adapt to get into football at
Uh,
a good age?
see, uh, age, I still have a few years left, but for
Hmm.
them, they have a lot of years left. And if they want to start early as you can. Because once I moved to UK, I realized kids are given a football as a gift for their first birthday. So
Yeah.
their understanding of football is way more than us because they see their parents watching it every day.
Hmm. Hmm.
They
Hmm.
similarly over here, you need to push them. You need to make them join an academy, school football, keep pushing them. And I would say when it comes to getting injured, not becoming like me, introducing fitness at a very young age is very important.
Yeah.
Like by fitness, I don't mean just running and playing football, making them do certain gym activities.
Hmm.
So the fact that I was very thin, and so from being, I was actually till 13, 14, that age, I wasn't the tallest. But
Hmm.
then I remember I had a fracture back then. And 4 months later, when the fracture was done, I had actually gained about 4 to 5 inches, which
Hmm.
had a big toll on my body, and I couldn't adapt to that.
Hmm.
How did
Hmm.
I become so tall and thin again? So introducing certain things of gym or making them do certain things, make them go to a football academy, make them watch a lot of football, like that's the best way I can ask
Hmm.
someone to. And especially, however good you may be, Karan, at whatever you are doing, but if your parents don't support you even a little bit, the mental factor that it has on that person is even deeper.
Hmm.
Like I remember so many times I was fit to play, but the fact that I didn't have support from certain people on the day I didn't perform because my head wasn't in the
Yeah.
right place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So however good you may be, I think having that mental support is very, very important. So similarly, like if I'm not even gonna lie, if I had my own son right now or daughter who wanted to do something or whatever it may be, just push them in the right direction
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Hmm.
make them know that they have support.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's number one. That's number one.
Yeah. But did you still performed on days? Like I've never seen you have a bad game. Like I'm serious. Like how does that, like, it doesn't make sense. Like how does that add up? What do you do?
So okay, truthfully, like not a cocky or a bragging
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
To certain people, you may have performed over here. This is where, let's say, this is where Karan is now. He's
Huh.
performing here. As an individual and yourself, till you don't perform here, you're never going to be satisfied.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, I was never satisfied with what I was doing because I wasn't getting better.
Yeah.
Like you get me in
Yeah.
some point of
Yeah.
view.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
oth- to other people, it may seem that okay, fine, he's doing well, but as an athlete, like if you so like in India, there are many athletes that I look up to, and if you see Virat Kohli also,
Mm-hmm.
I really like him because he's actually mentally very strong.
Mm.
And there are certain days he won't perform, then certain days he will perform. But if you go and ask him that same day, are you happy? He'll say no to you. Like if you see some of his videos, he'll tell you, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Because see, there's one thing of performing on one day, and then there's something called consistency,
Hmm.
performing every day, day in, day out. So
Hmm.
that also adds up. So I'll tell you another thing is when you don't perform at the same level or above, that is also kind of a low that you hit mentally. You're never
Hmm.
gonna be happy. You're gonna stay low. It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
affect you even more. It's like a very fragile. There's a line that
There's a fine
it's
line.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very like I'll tell you like one instance. The thing is, whenever I was injured, after coming back from an injury, the first 2 3 months you're not gonna play as like you used to
Hmm.
play. You take some time to
Yeah,
develop that
yeah, yeah.
momentum and that form, right?
Hmm.
So I had this dumb habit of I was so I was so hungry that I wanted to go back even when I had TB and I was told after 6 7 months के okay धीरे धीरे जाके खेल. I ended up going to this one club ka trials without even playing. So a club football ka trial, there's a level to that
Yeah,
football,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It wasn't like a professional club or anything, but it's
Hmm.
just he said, okay, you have my green light, go play. I like an idiot straight up went to play proper men's football. I remember I blacked out 2 times when I went. But what hurt even more is because people have already heard so much about you. They have this thing in their mind that Sahil aisa khelta hai, and you're not performing that. So now you've
Yeah,
disappointed yourself. You made them know that I mean, he's not that good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you heard
yeah,
so
yeah.
much, but this is something.
Ah,
So, you
yeah.
know, these things keep playing in your head, bro. Like it's
But that must be
and not just
crazy.
as me, but anyway,
That must be
do
crazy in the
like
sense that like because I okay, I play like turf play, right? And I know
yeah,
that even when I play like अभी थोड़ा कम हो गया है, but like in school time when I used to play, it's a big talk, right? Like who's who's good, bro? ये player ला रहा हो बहुत मस्त है. And then that like you're looking at that player, suppose like हाँ यार इतना अच्छा नहीं खेलता है. And I've been on both side of the thing. Like friends have called me like हाँ ये मस्त खेलता है. And it's not been the greatest
yeah,
game. And been the person like ठीक है मतलब it's not all he's not all that great, but scaling
yeah,
it up to your level where it's like almost like in that zone it's your life, right? It's your career, so people
yeah.
looking at you
It's the
in
one
every
thing you know
yeah
how to do. It's
exactly.
that
And
one thing you know how to do. And if someone judges you based on when you're really low, you're not you need to learn how to not care about it, which is
hmm.
what I've also learned in the these past
Hmm.
10 years that every person's opinion is not supposed to be see you want to be good in their eyes, which is one thing to
Yeah.
perform well, but नहीं था आज because you're still sick, you're still injured, you're still in recovery.
Hmm.
If they want to judge you, let them judge you. But the day you're gonna go back to normal, then they're gonna comment that
Yeah.
okay, fine, yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen what we've seen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but in terms of like let's say you were saying that for a good 6 7 years it was injury fueled span and on and off the pitch and everything.
yeah.
You're talking about meditation and like psychologically recovering from it. In that span, did you like realize what was going on? What did you do to like get out of it?
Uh, I lost. Like I won't say I used every minute of my time doing something well.
Hmm.
There were days where you just sit on your bed looking at the ceiling. 24 hours
Yeah,
have passed and you will not know what's happening.
yeah,
But धीरे धीरे you start realizing that when you meditate, like if you do it, then good for you.
yeah. Hmm.
If you're
Hmm.
not doing it, start.
Hmm.
Because trust me, it's gonna help you a lot. For people who are going to watch this, I recommend you to do it. Uh, thinking positive all the time, like attracts positivity, and I'm
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
even
Hmm.
lying.
Hmm.
I
Hmm. Hmm.
realized this once out of injury. I started doing these things of rehab first, studying, and then automatically things will come to you. And it actually happened.
Hmm.
Like, I kind of believe in these positive energies, and like I started
Mm-hmm.
becoming that person.
Yeah.
And that's the sole reason as to why I recovered from this thing. Because as I told you, knowing people have given their life up. Okay.
Hmm.
I at some point in my life even I thought कि मेरे साथ भी यही होने वाला है. I'm not even lying,
Oh,
exaggerating.
that's fucking scary, bro.
Yeah, like I have been there and I know what I'm saying. Like no exaggerating, nothing, being very transparent. But this whole meditating, seeing positive things, being positive with people, doing all those things that is always going to push you one step harder, like ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Doing things that my mind didn't want me to do was also very helpful. Like I'm someone who hates to study. Okay,
Hmm.
like a simple example. I from eighth grade ke baad, I barely remember studying. I even repeated my 11th grade with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that year when I failed my 11th was the year when I tore my ligament for the first time actually,
Hmm.
after I came back from UK. So I remember I couldn't study. मेरे को book खोलने का मन नहीं होता था. I had become another person. My personality was nowhere close to
Yeah,
who I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
am, which is why I couldn't open a book and study. Even like if you remember, like Rosalind, Miss White
Yeah,
Teacher,
yeah.
I remember sharing this whole thing with her one normal day, and she said, "It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it." But I think that whole thing of the whole positivity thing actually helped me way too much, bro. Way too
Yeah.
much.
It works. It works. I've seen people like it. One main thing is that you tell the bullshit to fuck off, right? Like bullshit habits, bad people, all of that. Like once you're thinking in the way that okay, what makes me good and happy and all. फिर बाकी सब क्या गांड
Yeah.
मराने, right? Like then the logic is like, what the fuck is this?
and
Yeah.
and you become this person by training your brain, you're training your mind by doing things that it doesn't want to do. Like I said, like I
Mm-hmm.
do not like to study, but I started forcing myself. I made a schedule, I made a timetable. From this time to this time, I don't care. I started deleting social media for like that period of time. My
Mm-hmm.
phone was away. I did not use WhatsApp, I did not use Instagram. I was off it for a while. Whenever I was studying, I would delete the app because naturally, if it's not there on, even if I open my phone, let's say randomly, there's no app on it. Who's gonna go
Yeah,
back download it and do all those? Those little things
yeah,
actually help you. You don't realize it, but it
yeah.
helps you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I would open my book, sit without a phone or a laptop. I would study. I had no option. मेरे आजू बाजू कुछ है नहीं. I had to study. I just had to do it. So eventually, yeah, those little things have even not just this, but all this actually helps you with other things in life too. So
Yeah.
the fact that I work out a lot and I'm a really like I have a very thin frame. So for me
Mm-hmm.
to even gain size, I have to eat at least 3,000 to 3,500 calories a day, which is not easy, right? आदमी कितना
Yeah,
खाएगा? Like
yeah, yeah.
how much can you stop? So I trained my mind to do that also. Like
Hmm.
it's fine, eat it. Nothing's gonna happen. It's not like you're gonna choke on it or die or anything.
Yeah.
No. So like you start implementing those little things everywhere,
Hmm.
and it like kind of gets your whole life back on track. You feel
Hmm.
you're doing better than yesterday. So it helps. Yeah.
Yeah. But you were saying like your diet. What is your current diet like? Like right now, are you
Uh,
still gaining size or maintaining this?
so I have never been in a gaining cutting phase because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
someone
yeah,
who just does not gain weight. So that is also a way that it helped me to, teach people that how dieting
yeah,
actually works. How do you
yeah,
put
yeah.
on size and everything. So right now, people are going to hate me for this,
No,
but
no,
I
but
eat
it's fine.
whatever is in front of me. No, hate me as in because I'm one of those who eats anything and everything
I
in front of me.
It's the same. If I eat shit food, I start
Exactly.
losing weight because I'm not eating good weight and working out and all. I start losing weight.
Correct. Correct. So I am kind of there. You won't believe this, but these 6, 7 years when I was injured, I was probably in bed rest. I couldn't
Yeah,
run, couldn't do anything. I was
yeah.
still eating, but my weight was still the same. Like it did not change.
Yeah.
But then the fact that you start working out, you're doing good heavy weights, you're doing weight
Mm-hmm.
training, you're also doing a lot of uh, football related cardio,
Yeah. Yeah.
all those sorts of training
Hmm.
methods. You're supposed to be eating. You make a good diet for yourself. Like for me, so if I don't eat the 3,000 or 3,500 calories which I'm supposed to be on, if I don't follow that for even 2 days,
Hmm.
the third day you can tell Sahil's actually become smaller.
Okay.
So for
Fuck.
me, every day it is wake up,
Yeah.
like I probably right now eat 9 eggs a day. I drink one shake, one protein shake.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
eat some chicken, lot of rice, lot of dal,
Hmm.
lot
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
veggies, and then after I have eaten like 3, 4 meals which are healthy, I make
Hmm.
sure that one meal I go crazy about it, like whatever
Yeah.
it may be. It could be anything, and I'll still eat it. And the next day, I don't even feel guilty because you know you've done well
Yeah.
90% of it.
Hmm.
10% is not going to make you fat or make you anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But it's
yeah.
it's like, are you going to plan on trying like the training aspect of things, right? Like your personal training. Do you want to continue that? Is
So
it?
I wouldn't mind doing it. So I mean, we both follow each other on Instagram, so we can
Yeah.
kind of social media is huge, right? You can make
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I still haven't come to terms with myself that do I want to take training that seriously? Because if I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to, I'm sure my entire Instagram would have already
Yeah.
been about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Like, so right now, I think my priority is to first pick my aviation. Like, I need to get my license.
Mm-hmm.
Then I need to go back to playing football again.
Hmm.
Because actually, yeah, that. And then the third thing would probably be getting my personal training certificate and
Hmm.
probably, doing this. Like, in the
Yeah.
future, if I want to, I actually will.
Hmm.
So, that. And it's like a mental block, like you asked me if I want to do the training or if I want to grow my social media also.
Mm-hmm.
So right now also I still have like my knee is having some sort of ache.
Hmm.
Now that ache is actually restricting my body to go to its 100% potential.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this one small, it's like a small knock. Whenever I do something little heavy, it hurts. I know deep down I'm not even 20-25% of my full potential right now. I know I
Mm-hmm.
can push
Yeah.
through harder. And once I do that, that is when I want to start posting stuff. So it's like, it's become a mental block. Till this
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
go,
No, I get it.
I'm not ready to, I'm not ready to
Absolutely.
take that
Yeah.
step.
Yeah. If you only
Not
don't
ready
feel
yet.
perfect, how can you feel like ask any, like, you can't ask people that, hey, come here, this is perfect.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I
Like,
understand that, bro.
like I follow and I have certain friends who are huge on Instagram as
Hmm.
social media
Mm-hmm.
fitness influencers. Certain people are football players. They are they also push me that Kyle, why aren't you doing it? Like you're like thank you for them that they said this, but
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they think I'm fitter than a lot of people already who are out there, you should be doing it, and why not? But then
Mm-hmm.
that I think that mental block is the
Yeah.
biggest
Yeah.
thing. That's a hurdle I need to pass. Like
But that's
someone had told me
the
that Kyle,
perfectionist thing.
I think I could say that, but at some point there's a child you need to get rid of that mindset because every now and then something is gonna come. That
Hmm.
does not mean that you stop doing what you're supposed to do, right?
Hmm.
You're supposed to ignore it and move forward and start doing it. So that is one thing I need to learn.
It's that I know what you mean, bro. Is that like the that logic that till the time it's not perfect in your head, it's not worth putting out.
Yeah,
And I know I've done
correct,
this.
correct.
There are times when like I've recorded a podcast, like 20 minutes of me talking, and I'll feel like 5 minutes or 3 minutes of it wasn't like my thing. Like Like sometimes
yeah,
it's
it
very
wasn't like,
difficult, bro. It's very difficult to like sit in front of a camera and be like genuine 24/7, right? So if I
yeah.
don't feel it's genuine, I'll scrap it. I won't post that day, but I'll
So
I
I
know what you mean.
thank God you related, because there are
No,
certain
no.
people who just don't, they just don't even
I
so.
know.
Dude, my parents also at some point, like not parents but family, the fact that I couldn't study because I was injured, right? The
Mm-hmm.
mind is just lost. They're like, how can he not study? पैर ही तो टूटा है. Why can't he study? What's happening?
Yeah.
अरे पैर टूटा है, ठीक हो जाएगा फ्यूचर में. He'll go back. Normal हो जाएगा सब. But they
Hmm.
don't realize how big of an impact it has
Yeah.
on your brain.
Psychologically,
That you,
bro.
like, I think that awareness is just not
Yeah, yeah.
there.
I wanted to ask you
I'll
that.
tell.
Like, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Hmm.
ahead.
So, like, sorry, but so for the first time in my life, I had met a sports psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Okay, and this was in UK, and I had spoken to her. Actually, they had sent Southampton United sports psychiatrist to talk to us.
Hmm,
She was
hmm,
a
hmm.
female. Uh, she's actually spoken to us about how after an injury, how do you get a player back, not just kicking a ball,
Hmm,
but
hmm, hmm.
back to his normal personality, like a
Yeah,
normal.
yeah.
How do you get him back how he used to be before the injury? That
Hmm.
is more important than getting him back to playing football on the
Physically,
pitch.
yeah, yeah.
That mental aspect is more important, because if you don't make him go back to that, there is no way of getting the same player back. There is
Hmm.
no way of going to get that same happy person back in your life.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have this thing that UK and Europe is all about football. It's good over there. You should go there and play. It's actually one of the most evil sports. Like, I'll tell you what I mean is, there are so many players out there who play for the academies of these big clubs and they don't make
Hmm.
it big. Okay,
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
they either get promoted to the first team, they get a contract when they turn 19 or before that. And if they don't, then they are released and they are sent to a smaller club somewhere. But once you're
Hmm.
released, all these other clubs don't want to invest in you. So they kind of
Hmm.
have to give up on football. If you're not mentally,
Yeah.
if you still don't have that mental stamina of pushing, you're probably going to lose all of it and you're going to get rid of it. So I
Hmm.
asked her what happens to those players. She said from the age of 11, 12 to age of 19, these kids are wearing that same jersey every day. They are wearing the same jacket with the logo. And
Yeah.
the moment they are released, their identity is gone, because whenever you ask them before they were released, what do you do? They say, I play football professionally. The
Hmm.
moment they can't say it, they don't have an identity. They
Yeah.
just, so I was like, what happens to them? She literally, it's a like a studied fact. She
Hmm.
said a lot of them are in jail, a lot of them are in drugs, a lot of them are dead.
Oh
So
fuck.
you can she literally said over 60 to 70% of them are somewhere doing this, or they are in the jail. So that's how bad actually it is out there,
Hmm,
and
hmm,
it's
hmm.
very hard to cope with it mentally.
But
So
that
that's why
so what was the recommended like solution to this?
so the thing is, a lot of people don't know this, but they are trying to push this forward, and taking care of these players when they are at the academy is also very
Hmm.
important.
Yeah, yeah.
They're supposed to make sure that if something like this happens, then you know help them get another club,
Hmm.
keep them motivated to do something, because the moment you don't do that, these kids are, because when you're 18, 19 and you've been told you're this good, you're earning good amount, and
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
you're not being able to do this anymore, and if you release them, and they are naturally going to feel that I'm never going to find a club.
Hmm.
So the only solution to this is that probably they need to have another department who takes care of these kids at some point.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And in India, so it's even worse. I mean, over
Yeah.
here, so
What is the scene here? I wanted to ask you. How is it like in
over
India?
here, so It's you go for under 15 trials, you're gonna find a 19-year-old playing under 15. So
Yeah, I
all
know of
these
that. Yeah.
normal, these little this that's just one example, but there are a lot of kids out there who just don't make it. There are people who make it through contact. So we need to get rid of that also. So it's a very
Hmm.
deep topic, but like I've
Yeah.
kind of gotten away. I've kind of pushed myself away from it because
Hmm.
it's gonna make me only sad at some point. So I
Yeah.
was like, दूर
Point
ही
in
रखो.
get
It's
into
less
that
with
and
me.
do what? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said na right now also if I go back to playing till someone comes and says कि देखो खेलना है we'll offer you or else I am still a little
Hmm.
away
Hmm.
from that
Hmm.
whole okay I'm gonna go I'm gonna contact this person I'm gonna get myself this thing
Trial.
so
Yeah.
I'm still thoda far away from it now but it's helping me my mood is better than that before
Yeah.
I'm not always thinking about it so it
Yeah.
helps you in some way.
Yeah. But what is
Yeah.
like? What is the would you ever consider doing this, like considering that you have gone through all of this and you've basically been your own bro? तू अपना physiotherapist भी है, तू अपना therapist in general, psychiatrist, all of it, right? I'm genuinely like, I'm quite shocked. Like, it's very, very like good. Would you
Actually, this is
consider
the
that
first
as
time
a field? Sorry, go ahead.
I
First
wouldn't
tell me.
mind, dude. If
First tell
I
me what. First time what?
no no no. So this is the first time I'm actually sharing everything like this
Yeah.
because everyone's gonna watch it. Only a few people have known that I was going through so much.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of people would just see my Instagram and see he's working out, he's fit, he's probably in a good
Mm-hmm.
mood. But that's not the case, right? Social media is
Yeah.
social media at the end. But also your question, I wouldn't mind, bro, because if it can help people, then dude, definitely. Like I see myself in a few years probably actually doing this where I can talk to people and help them. I'm not a licensed or I don't have a degree in it, but the fact that I
Mm-hmm.
can share my experience and help if it helps them in any way,
Yeah.
you know, like why not? Like would love to. The fact that going through a rehab, not just the exercise part, but the mental part also, I kind of taught myself through it.
Yeah.
Why not help someone else too? Like
Because
it could be anyone.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think like there is almost nothing you haven't like gone through any sort of issue that any young sportsman, whatever sports person would face. You've been there at
Yeah,
some point, even if not high levels, even at some point at least, right? That's crazy,
yeah.
man.
I mean that like so the only like and a better way, how people say कि सबके time में बुरा वक्त, like
Hmm.
everyone goes through shit, right?
Yeah.
But the fact, but the fact that you've already gone through it from a young age, it gets you ready for whatever's gonna
Hmm.
come at you.
Hmm.
Like right now, if something happens, also I know kind of how to tackle it. I know how
Yeah.
to live through it. Like and like this is a very like a factor which is not very important, but I think I should talk about it. When you're going through all this, when you have bad relationships also, like let's say your girlfriend or your
Hmm.
friend, even those things kind of affect you. But then once you get out of it, it makes you so much stronger. You don't take the wrong decisions with the wrong people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like right now, if you tell me to get into a relationship, when you're in a relationship and your partner is probably not treating you right, but you still live through it because you kind of like them. Right now, I'm in a phase where the moment I know it's bad, I bounce. Like I just
Yeah.
know how to bounce. I know how to get rid of it. I know how to leave.
Yeah.
I know where the door is. I'll walk through it. I'll leave. It's
Mm-hmm.
like learning all those things also.
Yeah,
Kind of like that.
it's very it's a I've been in that situation. Like I know what you're talking about. Like where you
Yeah.
feel like okay, maybe no, it's maybe it can get better. No, maybe it's just not right now. Maybe like later on, and maybe this, and you keep getting into that, and that becomes your life. And then there is
Yeah.
you need to figure out like cut this like cord right now. Like fuck it, nahi hoega,
you
bro.
need to learn you need to learn how to cut shit off like that is
Yeah,
so I read this other thing where your mind needs to be stronger than your feelings.
Hmm.
Because if you think about it, every right decision you make, you put your mind to it, right?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
every
Hmm.
wrong decision you've made that you regret, emotions are involved.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you need to
Absolutely.
learn how to take you need to learn how to take over those
I get what you're
little
saying.
things.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's intense, bro. But on that note, Sal, I think it's been an hour-ish. I think we'll cap it here.
Wow.
Fuck,
Fuck.
bro.
It's good talking to you, man.
Bro, it is
We'll
fucking
work.
fantastic.
We'll.
Bro, I had questions prepared. None of them I've used at all. Like at all.
Like, I don't
It's
know if I'm
just
supposed to feel good or
that
bad.
is great because like I've not like I thought I'll start like with like some asking you about basics, but it's not. I've not like this is the first time I've not ever like thought about it. That's
I'm glad. It was good. I was good being here. Good talking
thank
to
you
you. We
so
should
much,
do this
bro.
more. If I
Yeah,
can
bro.
help, anything you want to
Bro,
work out, you know who to call.
bro, definitely, bro. I've thought about this. I
Like
have some
we.
ideas. I'll tell you, bro. But
That's good. That's good.
I'll put clips of these on. Wait, acha, by the way, first I'll like end the meeting, guys. That's Sal. Sal, do you want to plug anything
You can follow me on Instagram.
that I'll put
It's
in the link and
Sahil.
everything?
Sahil. I mean, nothing more, but yeah, that's me.
So perfect. I'll put everything in the bio. Perfect. Thank you,
Perfect.
Sal.
Perfect. Sure. Thank you. See you, man.